You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Y'all, can we just give it up for a minute for this thumbnail? Can we just really give it up a minute for this thumbnail? It is giving BET Plus movie. It's giving, I don't know, y'all. It's giving movie poster. It's giving movie poster. Y'all, what happened to marriage is temporary, but ink is forever. Is it? Is it? I don't know. But what I do know is, first things first. Listen, I don't know if Mia be trolling or what, okay? Or if Mia just be dealing from day to day. Because we know that she has said on the show that each day is very, very different when dealing with Gordon. But it looks as though today, okay, or at least yesterday, one day ago, she was cheersing to a new year, new beginnings, and cheers to living life to the fullest. Hashtag mom and dad, hashtag New Year's Eve 2025. Okay, so like me, the Jesse Wu was like, wait a minute, hold on. No, I went ahead and liked the post because why not support? Okay. But then the Sarah Fraser show, shout out to Sarah Fraser. We have been trying to link up for the longest. Anyway, she says, when are you launching your course on trolling? I'm signing up. So, of course, we are all obviously wondering, what does this mean? Because she doesn't overtly state mommy and daddy are back together, back with daddy, back to the marriage, not getting a divorce, no longer separated. She simply says this on the post, right? So it's really up to us to investigate. So, of course, we have to go into Sherlock Homeboy mode. And in going into Sherlock Homeboy mode, what we find is that the Shade Room has the exclusive. So shout out to the Shade Room for getting the good old shady tea. All right, so here is the exclusive. She says that ink is my best friend and perfect in so many ways, but I have decided to focus on my children and maintaining a healthy co-parenting relationship with their father. Okay, so after the post on social media, the people, and we had talked about this before, I believe, about Mia and Ink unfollowing each other. I felt like that had been, we talked about this a couple of videos ago, if I remember correctly. Then I felt like I saw her post with him. Now, you know, honestly, I feel like I feel like now this is going to really confuse the people. All right. Let's talk about it storyline wise. Storyline wise for the show, it becomes very, very hard to follow because of the up and down and in and out of the relationship situation. You know, the relationship with Ink was very heavily advertised. And when I say advertised, I just mean publicized, right? So there was so much of it, right? It kind of reminded me of Mike Hill and Cynthia Bailey. Shout out to Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill. Chill. Remember that? It gave me chill vibes, right? And so when you put it out there kind of like that, it kind of like, and then you make that proclamation that marriage is temporary, but ink is forever. It's kind of like, okay, so what are we doing now? Right? Because it doesn't necessarily, have Mia and Gordon rekindled, or is it just that they're just trying to find their way through this situation? And this is probably the smarter route to take by letting things cool or chill with Ink while she finalizes things with Gordon. Is that the case? I really don't know. But the reunion is filming soon. So we won't have long to figure that out. And also, we won't have long to figure out what is going on with Karen Huger. Okay. Because that is still going to be something that is a sizzling hot topic at this year's reunion. All right, so let's get into some more tea. Y'all know that we have the Real Housewives of Atlanta gearing up. And I'm excited for a lot of reasons, okay? A whole lot of reasons. I won't say why, but I'm just excited. All right. But we know that in the preview clip that we saw from Bravo Fan Fest, Porsha was speaking with a lawyer or an attorney, excuse me, about really this debate, or not really debate, this issue with her and Simon that has been ongoing all year throughout their divorce process, of her filming in the $7 million mansion that they once shared, right? So shout out to the Jasmine brand for the story, and of course our boy House of Aaron. All right, so In Touch has obtained documents, right? And Simon had argued that the November order permitting Porsha to film contradicts an earlier decision to hold a hearing on the issue. His legal team is basically making the case that the court failed to conduct a hearing as it previously indicated it would on the issue, and the court did not receive any evidence to support its ruling, and equity demands that the court vacates the order. Now, whether or not this actually goes through or not, it remains to be seen. But we know that Porsha had requested exclusive use of the home after filing for divorce in March, citing a prenup provision. The judge sided with her in May and granted her temporary use of the home, but left the issue of filming unresolved. And then in November, the court granted her the right to film, requiring Simon to sign necessary documents to facilitate it. Simon's motion to vacate is basically a claim that Porsha has not provided documentation related to her Real Housewives of Atlanta employment or salary, and accuse her of selectively enforcing the prenuptial agreement to benefit her. Now, Porsha has not responded in court, and the judge has not ruled on this request as of yet. Here's the thing. Again, I kind of feel like Porsha and Simon. No, this is alleged. I really, well, no, it's not alleged actually, because clearly y'all had some type of agreement. Y'all made these, y'all went through this whole prenuptial process. Y'all made agreements, and at the end of the day, I still feel the same way that I felt then. I feel the same way now. Y'all should have gotten to know each other much better before y'all decided to run down the aisle. Period. Period. Because for her, for him, if his problem was that she wasn't supposed to be filming anymore, and her agreement was that she would just be a wife and not be on television, I mean, in between the period of time before her rejoining Real Housewives of Atlanta, she did obviously her own show, her own spinoff. She did The Stars on Mars. She did Ultimate Girls Trip. So where was this? Where was the? I mean, were those violations of the agreement? Or was it just when she was going back to Real Housewives of Atlanta and she was divorcing you that it became a problem, right? So that's a question that I would kind of like. I mean, how did you navigate those things? Or is it just that now you don't want her to do that because she's the one who filed for divorce? That's what my question is. But again, some people argue that he has every right to have her not film there because he is the one who allegedly purchased the home. So I don't know. All I know is that as of now, it looks like we'll be seeing that home on the Real Housewives of Atlanta until further notice. And I'm hoping that we get a trailer sometime soon because Potomac is going to be ending, I think, in about February. So I would be looking to see a premiere mid-February, March at the latest. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the show comes out. I'm interested also in seeing where are Porsha and Shamia. I'm really interested in that. Um, I just feel like the two of them filming together never really works out well for them as friends. So I'm just interested to follow that story. That's what I'm more interested in that than I am anything to do with Portia and Simon at this point. But it was news and I had to give it to y'all. All right, speaking of other news, well, news of an ending, and it's basically a finale ending. Real Housewives of Dubai, no return. Absolutely no return. It isn't just on pause, it is canceled. And Caroline Brooks has confirmed it. Shout out to our friends over at Mr. Housewives. Basically, in a series of tweets, and one of these is a reminder from OMFG reality TV that Bravo hits pause on the Real Housewives of Dubai after 2 seasons, according to Deadline. All right, so Caroline Brooks, one of the main cast members, she followed up and she said, "We were told you guys are not being picked up for a third season. I'm really sorry because I feel like you guys deserved one. Thank you so much for 2 great seasons, ladies. Wish you all the best of luck." This is what Real Housewives of Dubai was told, unfortunately. Happy New Year. She then goes on to confirm on a group call with the cast, some of us graciously thanked them for the opportunity, while others stayed silent in disbelief. The delusion is real. Some think the show will return, but it was clearly stated this was our last season. So, someone else commented and said, Dubai is canceled, but they're shoving Real Housewives of New York down our throats. Fix it, Jesus. Caroline Brooks says, I have thoughts on this. Real Housewives of New York is a staple in the Housewives franchise. New York helped put Housewives on the map and remains essential for its relatability, even if it's not everyone's favorite. Then she goes on to say, I used canceled, but pause works too. It can mean indefinite. I said canceled because we were told there wouldn't be a third season, which felt final to me. I respect the decision and trust the network knows what's best. And there you have it. That's that. But for you fans of the Real Housewives of Dubai, I would not be surprised, okay? Because we're already going to see Chanel Ayan on the new season of Traders, which apparently I think starts this month. I think. Has it already started? I know it starts this month. Then the network seems to really like Caroline, um, the other Caroline Stanberry, because they basically followed her from Ladies of London to Dubai. And with Real Housewives of London coming, I don't think she'd be there, but it would just be interesting to see if any of those Ladies of London cast would be there. And again, of course, I would not be surprised if Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip comes back in some way, shape, or form, but I doubt we'll ever see that Morocco season. So there's all types of possibilities for continued partnerships with some of these ladies, even if it is not on their own franchise in and of itself. But that's the tea. So let me know what you guys think about these stories and more. And, we have to give our shout out and condolences and just sending thoughts and prayers to everyone in New Orleans, like Vegas, Houston, New York, like incidents that have happened over the past day or so. Like, y'all just send up your prayers to people for healing and strength right now because a lot of people need them. All right. I won't go into details here on the channel, but I did want to acknowledge it And with that being said, y'all, at the end of the day, stay safe out there. Y'all know I love y'all. And again, like I said, be vigilant, be safe, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.